Welcome to another episode of It's in You. I want to say a big thank you to all my supporters out there, to all my YouTube fans, my friends and families. And today we have a very special guest coming all the way out of Connecticut. And her name is Crystal. Let me say a big thank you, Crystal, for accepting my invitation. And Crystal, not too long, have a bouncing baby boy. But guess what? She had shared a little of her story with me and the process she went through having that cute little baby boy. And so she's here today to share with us what her experience was having that little baby. Let me ask Crystal, how was it for you as a mom before you get pregnant? How difficult it was for you? Was it easy or you had challenges?
Well, yeah, it was very challenging. About 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, and since then, no doctors can really have an answer, how to cure it, there is no a cure. They said so. It took me and my husband about 1.5 years. So it was, at one point, I used YouTube actually as a resource, and I just started picking stories here and there, and I found very helpful resources about how to change my habits, how to improve my mental health. And I know especially for women, it gets to a period where everybody's putting so much pressure on you.
Right.
When should you have a baby? You gotta have a baby now. You're hitting the 30s, and it's so much pressure and stress that can also affect people who has PCOS. So thankfully, I was able to get better with my diet, exercise, and also taking that stress out of my shoulders. And one day I said, listen, I just, I can't have the stress on me. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna do something.
Right.
And right when I was seeking, for help and checking myself, I found out I was pregnant.
Wow.
So,
Guys, this is amazing. And this is the part that grasps my attention. And it reminds me that the darkest part of the night meant morning soon light. So imagine you waited for so long. It was your desire, you and your husband, to have this baby. And you talk about the pressure, and I imagine, the social environment and people expectation around you, talking about your age. And you're getting in the 30s, it's time for you to have the baby. If you wait a certain time, I get it, because it also happened to some of my family members, like my sisters. Some of them waited till they were 29. They were facing the same situation. But your situation was not only the age factor. It was you have a physical issue with having that baby. Because you have a problem in your body. But the thing, guys, that is very important here, she spoke about changing her diet, changing the way she ate. Stop worrying about the situation. A lot of us today, when we're going through a situation like this, we think too much about the problem. And so that adds more stress to the situation. Now, the part that really interests me is that you told us that you stopped worrying about the situation and said, you know what, I need to go on a trip. I need to start having fun. I need to start just enjoying myself and stop thinking about it. And the moment you stop thinking about it, that was the moment when you finally get pregnant.
Exactly. It was such a miracle. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I was at work and I received this phone call from the doctor's office.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it was a huge shock. And I remember the doctor telling me, like, hey, congratulations, you're pregnant.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. It was such a miracle.
What was the impression of your husband?
At first, he didn't believe me. He was like, we've been trying for so long. Like, I don't think so. Are you sure? Then, we got further tests and yeah.
I can just imagine, because this is your first child and this is your husband's first child.
Yes.
Amazing. So I can just imagine the joy and the fulfillment that you had after going through so much stress, so much anxiety, so much maybe sleepless night too.
Absolutely.
Because you keep thinking about it and it is something that you desire, you want. And that, I wouldn't say want, this is something you need in your life, because this makes your marriage complete. So I know this is very important to you. And let me say to you and all the mothers out there, and not only to the mothers, for those of you women out there who are trying to get pregnant, I know how important this is to you. And I would want to ask Crystal, if you have any advice to women out there who are trying and having difficulty, maybe have the same type of sickness that you have developed physically before you get pregnant, what advice would you give to these women out there that are in the reach of your voice and are watching you right now live?
So my advice would be, don't give up. It's like, one doctor can tell you like, oh, this is impossible, or like, oh, this is really hard, like, I don't think you might make it. Don't listen to that. Listen to your body. And main focus is your mental health, and also like eating a balanced meal every day, and know what you're eating, connecting to yourself. And as I said, like, I put it in God's hands, and I connected like mentally, spiritually, and physically with myself. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna happen. I'm not gonna put pressure on myself. And yeah.
And can you tell our viewers, how are you feeling now that you have gone through the process? What type of feeling are you having today? Just looking at the bouncing baby boy, you and your husband together and the child. How is that feeling? How are you feeling today comparing to before?
Definitely, like, some days I feel like this is not real. Like, did this really happen? And obviously, like, I'm so happy, grateful, and also like having this long period of time,
Yes.
of trying, and make me realize to take things calmly.
Right. So, because as you say, take things calmly, not worrying too much. This is very important to those of you who are watching. She touched a very important point. Your mental state of mind is very important, no matter what you are going through in this life. It is always important to make sure you take care of your mental health, because if you are sick and you develop a situation in your body, and you sick and you worry too much, all it is going to do is make the situation worse. It will also add more sickness to your body instead of you getting healing. She got her healing by not thinking about what was going on in her body, what was going on wrong in her body. So instead of thinking negatively, she started to think positively, because she have faith that if I start thinking positively, maybe I may just get a breakthrough. And she did get a breakthrough the moment she went on this fabulous trip. But let me ask you, let me get a little bit Where did you went for your trip?
So I was planning my trip to Japan,
Wow.
and like once that I had everything planned, is when I became pregnant, and I'm like, you know what? I'm pregnant, and guess what? I'm still going to Japan.
Wow, that's amazing. So your child basically experienced Japan before he was born.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
This is history.
Yes.
This is gonna be history for your child.
Absolutely.
Because when he grew up, you can say, did you know that you visited Japan before?
That is true.
I think he's gonna say, what, mommy? No. But you have the history because you know what? You carried him for 9 months. And let me say, Crystal, I am honored to have you here today. And I'm honored to all the moms who are in the reach of your voice, who sit and watch and listen to you today. Because I know who a mother is. I know who a good mother is. A good mother fought. They fought for their kids. They fought to carry us here. And that was what you did. You fought. You could have given up. But you know what? You fought and you give your son an opportunity to experience this wonderful world. And this is what I always appreciate my mother for. Because if my mother didn't do anything for me and my dad didn't do anything for me, one thing I always appreciate about it was that they did not abandon me. They fought and they never give up and they bring me here. And because they choose to bring me here, you could have done otherwise. You could have given up.
Exactly.
You could have said, you know what, I don't want any kids. But you fought and you bring a wonderful child to this world. And because of how you fought, your child is going to live and inherit the beauty of this wonderful world. I want to thank you so much, Krista.
Thank you for having me here. It's such a pleasure.
Sure. And if you are watching for the very first time, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And please share so that this experience, this story can help others, can help a lot more mom out there who are having challenge to have a child. They can listen to Crystal experience and learn from it. Remember guys, your health is very important. Please eat healthy. Take care of your mental state of mind because that is very important if you're planning to have a baby for this year or for next year. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.